In the 1970s, they did a study at the Princeton Theological Seminary where they took a group of students, put them in building A over here, and they told half the group of students that they were going to go give a speech in building B over here about career opportunities in the divinity field. The other half of the students, they told they were going to give a sermon about the parable of the Good Samaritan. In between building A and building B, they had planted someone who was obviously in need, doubled over, moaning. They wanted to know, was it more likely, if the people had been thinking about the parable of the Good Samaritan, if they were thinking about compassion, about kindness, would they be more likely to stop? No. The number one determining factor as to whether or not they stopped was how much of a rush they felt they were in. I feel like we don't have a lot of time, ever. Feels like we're kind of always in a rush. What I've learned about really kind people in the world is that they don't have time to be kind. They make time to be kind. One of the kindest people that I've always looked up to is a friend of mine named Rick. 3 years ago, Rick was diagnosed with glioblastoma, a really aggressive form of brain cancer. About a year after he was diagnosed, he passed away. They had a celebration of life at this facility, and the place was overflowing, people spilling out the back. And one by one, people got up on stage and they talked about all the things that Rick did to serve his community. He was a leader. He was of service to so many people. He was on the president of the Rotary Club, vice president of local senior center, vice president of local library, fundraising committees for education and art. The guy was involved in everything, and one by one, people got up on stage and talked about all the things that Rick did to serve. The last two people that got on stage were his two daughters, Alexis and Lydia. They brought up this big box of postcards. They told a story of how they both moved out of the house 8 years before Rick passed away, and how every single day since the day Rick moved out, rain or shine, holiday, their birthday, a random Tuesday, it didn't matter. In the mail, they got a postcard from their dad. If you're counting, it's over 3,000 postcards. 6,000 in total. Sometimes the postcards were really long, words of wisdom from their father. Sometimes I guess they were much shorter, just things like, pick up your phone when I call you, or thank the mailman, he deals with a lot of these. You know, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I can be a more kind person, how I can infuse more compassion into the world. I ask myself the question all the time, what is love, what is kindness, and how do I get better at it? And sometimes I think that love's a big box of postcards. A box filled with something that Rick did every single day in some small way to remind someone in his world and his life that they were valued, that they were loved. What if you and I spent 5 minutes a day practicing kindness, practicing gratitude? Think about all the things that we devote 5 minutes to every single day. Snoozing our alarm, eating breakfast, putting on our outfit, choosing our outfit, going to school or class or work, driving back and forth, checking social media. There's so many things we devote 5 minutes to every single day. My challenge to you is to spend 5 minutes today writing a postcard, practicing kindness, reminding someone in your life or a stranger that they have worth, that they have value, that they are deserving of love. Make time to be kind.